In Dr. Mama Health Zone, today we are stepping into a topic that so many women quietly worry about but rarely speak out loud. Fertility, the body's natural rhythm, the invisible dance of hormones, organs, and timing that determines whether conception is easy, difficult, or sometimes painfully out of reach. And one of the biggest questions women ask is simple: am I actually ovulating? Because without ovulation, pregnancy is not possible. Yet millions of women walk through their lives without knowing whether their body is truly doing what they assume it's doing. So in this full guide, we are breaking down 5 major fertility red flags that your body might be sending. Red flags that should never be ignored. These aren't small signs or random symptoms. These are serious messages that your body is whispering or sometimes shouting, hoping you will pay attention. Because understanding ovulation isn't only about getting pregnant. It's also about understanding your health, your hormones, and your long-term well-being. Imagine your menstrual cycle like a slow-moving story. Every month, the brain and ovaries talk to each other through chemical signals. FSH arrives first, telling the ovaries to grow eggs. Then LH shows up to trigger ovulation, releasing the egg into the fallopian tube. Meanwhile, estrogen and progesterone work behind the scenes, building the uterine lining, balancing mood, guiding energy levels, and shaping how your body feels. When this system works smoothly, it feels easy. Your cycles stay predictable. Your body sends clear signs. Everything feels aligned. But when something interrupts this process, even slightly, your body sends warning signs. Most women ignore them. You won't. The first major red flag is irregular cycles. Many women believe that having a period at any time means everything is fine. But the truth is more complex. If your cycles are extremely long, extremely short, unpredictable, or changing month to month, this could be a sign that you aren't ovulating at all. A healthy cycle usually ranges between 24 and 35 days. When your cycle jumps from 24 days to 45 days, then drops to 28 the next month, then disappears for 2 months, it is not just stress. It is not just your body being weird. It's a conversation between your hormones that has gone out of rhythm. An ovulation, which means you are not releasing an egg, often hides behind irregular cycles. Many women don't recognize it until they start trying to conceive, and suddenly the problem becomes impossible to ignore. Irregular cycles can appear for different reasons. Sometimes the thyroid is struggling. Sometimes insulin levels are high. Sometimes chronic stress is suppressing hormone communication. Sometimes PCOS is the silent cause. Sometimes weight changes disrupt the delicate hormone balance. And yet, for years, many women brush this off. They say, "My cycle has always been like this," or "It's probably just hormones," without realizing that this is exactly what needs attention. When the cycle is unpredictable, the timing of ovulation becomes almost impossible to identify. And when ovulation is unclear or inconsistent, fertility is directly affected. If your cycle regularly falls outside the healthy range, even if you feel fine otherwise, your body is telling you something. This is a red flag that should never be ignored. The second fertility red flag is extremely painful periods. There is a difference between uncomfortable cramps and debilitating pain. Mild pain that fades within a day or 2 is normal. But when the pain becomes intense, when it interferes with daily life, when you need to lie down, miss work, or rely on strong painkillers to function, this is not normal. Period pain that feels sharp, stabbing, or radiates into the back and legs may be a sign of endometriosis, a condition where tissue similar to uterine lining grows in places it shouldn't. Endometriosis affects millions of women. Yet most go undiagnosed for years because they believe their pain is simply normal for women. But extreme pain is not normal. Heavy bleeding with large clots is not normal. Painful bowel movements or painful intercourse during your period is not normal. Endometriosis is one of the top causes of infertility because it can block fallopian tubes, interfere with egg quality, and disrupt ovulation altogether. Many women don't know they have it until they start trying for a baby. If your periods feel like your body is fighting you, that is a red flag. Your body is signaling that something deeper is happening inside. The third red flag is the absence of ovulation symptoms. Your body naturally sends signals during ovulation. The most common one is a change in cervical mucus. Healthy fertile cervical mucus becomes clear, stretchy, and slippery, often described as egg white consistency. It helps sperm survive and move more easily toward the egg. When ovulation is working well, this type of mucus appears around the middle of your cycle. If your cervical mucus always stays dry, sticky, thick, or never changes, it might mean your hormones are not rising the way they should. Another sign is a subtle rise in basal body temperature after ovulation. Progesterone wants warmth. Without ovulation, progesterone remains low. No temperature rise happens. No ovulation means no sustained progesterone. No progesterone means a cycle that feels chaotic, emotionally draining, or physically unstable. Many women think they ovulated because they had a period, but a period alone does not confirm ovulation. Sometimes the lining sheds without an egg ever releasing. This is called an anovulatory bleed, and it looks almost identical to a real period. The lack of ovulation symptoms is like a movie missing the main scene. Everything else might look normal, but the key moment never arrives. If ovulation signs are consistently absent, this is a red flag your body wants you to notice. The fourth red flag is hormonal imbalance symptoms. Hormones are small, but their impact is huge. When estrogen, progesterone, or testosterone become unbalanced, the entire reproductive system feels it. Symptoms can appear slowly or suddenly. You may notice stubborn acne around the jawline. You may experience hair thinning on the scalp or excess hair growth in places you wish it wouldn't appear. Mood swings might feel more intense. Weight might change in ways that don't match your lifestyle. Fatigue might hit harder than before. Trouble sleeping may start showing up. All of these signs point to hormonal imbalances that can disrupt ovulation. One of the most common hormonal disorders affecting fertility is PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. It can make the ovaries produce hormones in irregular patterns, preventing ovulation, or making it inconsistent. Women with PCOS might have multiple small follicles that never mature. Instead of releasing an egg, the follicles stay stuck. This leads to long cycles, unpredictable cycles, or cycles that disappear entirely. Another possible cause is high prolactin. When prolactin rises too much, the body thinks it is breastfeeding even when it isn't, and ovulation pauses. Some women also experience thyroid imbalances, which silently affect periods without clear warning. When the thyroid slows down, ovulation slows down. When the thyroid speeds up, ovulation can become irregular or absent. For many women, hormonal imbalance feels like their body has changed without warning. Their energy feels different. Their emotions feel different. Their skin feels different. Their cycle feels different. If you experience these symptoms, your body is sending an important message. The fifth red flag is difficulty conceiving after months of trying. Many couples assume that getting pregnant should be quick, simple, and straightforward. But biology doesn't always work on our schedule. If you have been trying for a year under age 35, or 6 months over age 35, without success, it's time to look deeper. Difficulty conceiving does not always mean something is wrong, but it is a sign that something deserves attention. Sometimes it is the timing, sometimes it is the hormones, sometimes it is ovulation, sometimes it is the tubes, sometimes it is sperm quality. Fertility is not only a women's issue, even though women often carry all the emotional weight of the journey. When pregnancy does not happen, month after month, even with regular attempts, it may mean ovulation is not happening consistently. You may be releasing eggs that are not maturing properly. You may have a uterine lining that is not thick enough to support implantation. You may have conditions like endometriosis, PCOS, or hormonal insufficiencies that are quietly affecting your cycle. Most importantly, this red flag is not a reason for shame. It is not your fault. It is not a sign that you waited too long or did something wrong. It is a message from your body saying, I need more support. Fertility challenges are far more common than people realize. They are not a reflection of your worth or womanhood. They are simply signals that your body needs extra care. So what should you do when you notice these red flags? The first step is not panic. The first step is awareness. Observing your cycle is powerful. Start tracking. Not obsessively, but consistently. Notice your cervical mucus. Notice your cycle length. Notice any unusual symptoms. These small pieces of information give you a clearer picture of how your body behaves month after month. The second step is getting medical evaluation. A simple blood test can reveal hormone levels. A simple ultrasound can show whether ovulation is happening. Tests for thyroid function, prolactin, FSH, LH, estrogen, and progesterone provide valuable clues. These are not big tests. They are basic tools that give a big answer. The third step is supporting your body. Balanced lifestyle habits can improve hormone communication. Nourishing foods, stress management, adequate sleep, stable blood sugar. These are